Hi guys, I welcome you to another episode of Scaling Vision podcast. I'm so excited today to host none other than Dr. Vartika. She is a multifaceted, talented lady. I think I'm sitting with a celebrity today. Welcome to the podcast, ma'am.
Thank you, Samir.
I want to jump right into it. Let's talk about your journey into medicine and then into the world of elegance, lights, cameras, and action. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, of course, and that's quite a contrast So today we'll try to break quite a lot of myths around it.
Right.
Well, I come from a very academically oriented family. My parents are engineers. My brother's an engineer. So education was a must from where I come from. So it was never a thing that I could not, get a degree and do whatever I want to. So I had to always make it a point, either become a doctor or an engineer or something aligned that aligned to whatever cerebral qualities I have been blessed with. So my parents knew that I am quite intelligent. I was always been a topper in my school, a very good student. So I've been a gold medalist, like best student of St. Joseph's Convent. So it was always a given that I had to do something with the brains that I've been blessed with. So medicine came naturally to me because I always had an inclination towards science as a subject. Biology fascinated me always. So that's how medicine happened, and that's how I became a doctor. But I've always also been, Samira, I had an inclination towards stage also. I have always loved the stage, and my school has given me ample opportunities.
Sorry to pause you there.
Yeah.
When did you discover this side of yours?
Well, I must say that if you won't believe me, it's in my genes. My father, he's an engineer and he writes. Okay, my mother, she's an engineer and she also did a lot of anchoring back in those days for the chief ministers and all. So it's in our blood. Okay, so we are kind of we do both the things. We are academic and we are also very creative people. So that runs in the family. But the thing is that I discovered that I loved the stage since very early on in childhood, because my school gave me a lot of opportunities to be on stage, whether it was elocution, debating, dances, cultural activities, assemblies, school assemblies, everywhere. So I was always out there performing, doing something along with my studies. So I never thought that I had to choose between the two. I always thought ki both of them can go along. So that's how I've maintained till today. I've tried to balance both and perform well in both the areas as much as I can.
So, but what part of your medical education did you discover? I want to try for these beauty contests or pageants.
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting question, Samir, because I never thought I could venture into this field of glamour, fashion, because there is a myth, a doctor who is fashionable or a glamorous is not competent enough, or is probably not taking her profession seriously enough.
Looked down upon is literally the word.
Yes. A doctor cannot be fashionable because either she can be beautiful or she can be, academically brilliant, and because somewhere this world actually is very judgmental. They judge beauty and intelligence. They can never conceive the idea that both of them can coexist. They will never
beauty
take
with brains.
Yes.
Beauty or brains. Basically.
They will take it with a pinch of salt. Okay, so they will adore you, admire you for your beauty. But then of course there are those back here gossips that I don't know how she's doing.
Traditional mindset.
Why did she become a doctor? A doctor cannot be like this, and she's wasting too much time on her self-care. I mean, a doctor is so busy, supposed to be just reading books, have big spectacles. That is what a doctor's definition is all about. So I never believed in that. I think if I am blessed with brilliance, I don't have to strip off my femininity for to prove the world that I'm competent as a doctor.
That's such a powerful statement.
Yeah, so why should I strip off my femininity to embrace something which is supposed to be not beautiful? So I don't believe in that, and my parents don't believe in that. They never believed in I have never been conditioned and taught that to be competent enough, I have to give away a part of myself, a part of my life. And that's why I ventured into this world of glamour. The second reason being that when I went into into my MBBS, there weren't many opportunities for debates and elocutions, which I was looking
Right.
for. In school, I had my hands full. But when I went into MBBS college, it was all about studies. But there was no there was no outlet for my creativity there. And I just happened to come across this personality contest, which was happening at one of the medical colleges. And my friends, they told me that, you have height. You've got good height. Why don't you try for it? And that's how it started. And
Height was the criteria?
I mean, it wasn't the criteria, but my friends, they had to find something good in me to encourage me. I had very good set of friends back then, and they had to encourage me.
Right.
One of them was Himanshu, obviously, who became my life partner later on.
I want to know that story later on. But
Yeah. So he was actually, he played a very pivotal role in you go for it. I was like, no, Himanshu, it's all beauty, glamour, and I don't know makeup. I don't know anything about it. He said, it's not about makeup and all, it's a personality contest. Why don't you go on the stage? And trust me, when I went there, I wanted to back out because all those girls were so pro at it. They had their personal makeup artists. They had their set of designer clothes and all. And I was there knowing nothing about fashion. I was just there with my love for stage. I was just there for that. And but that day in that contest, I learned a very important lesson in life that beauty, quote unquote, is what we define as being, somebody who's very fashionable, somebody who knows makeup, somebody who, has a slim figure and all of that. We have somebody who's very fair. We have all these set notions about beauty. But that day on that stage, I had nothing of all this. I did not know anything about makeup. I did not have designer clothes, and it was supposedly a beauty pageant where I won. So that day I understood that if you have confidence and if you really believe in yourself, the sky is the limit for you. Beauty is not external. It is what you hold inside and which comes out when you there on stage and the way you glow.
So your makeup has...
Yeah.
Makeup is not the only reason where you're going to win contests. You as a person,
Yes.
your personality has to speak. That's what you're saying.
That is very important, and that only made me win because I did not do any makeup. I did not have any designer clothes, and everyone around me was busy, curating their external appearances, while I was there just with my maybe my brains and myself. That was all that I had, and I won, and that changed a lot. That changed the perception of beauty which I was holding. And then of course later on I learned all those techniques because you have to keep up with the time, but that is not the most essential criteria. That's not what makes you beautiful.
So what happened after this win?
Yeah.
Your life must have changed, and how?
Yes.
People were expecting one thing out of you, and then suddenly they start seeing you in a new light. What happened to your life then?
Well, that was a very small college level pageant, and then
that opened doors for you. But
yeah, that opened doors for me because I did get quite a few modeling offers after that. Yeah, one renowned fashion photographer in the city, they called me for a newspaper coverage, and then of course there was another national level pageant that was happening. There I was invited to participate, and so one thing led to the other, and then I was kind of enjoying the limelight I was getting from my college, my teachers, and suddenly Vartika Parihar, I was back then before becoming a Patil. So she was a very well-known personality of her college and of her locality, of her city. So I was kind of enjoying all of the attention that I was getting at that time.
So what happened next? So you finished your medicine, and then what happened?
Well, I finished my medicine and never really, I was just doing a few assignments as a model, but I never really thought of pursuing it as a full-fledged career. That was never ever on my mind because I'm very academically oriented. I mean, it is, some people choose this thing and some people choose academics. So I chose my academics because my parents have always taught me that passions don't pay your bills.
No, they don't.
I mean, it is quite a big struggle up there, but education will definitely help you flourish your own passion. That's what I was told by my parents. So I thought, so then I have to really upgrade myself, become something, and so that I can afford my passion. So that's what I always had in mind.
This is passion. Nothing is paying for this.
Yes, that is why. So that is why I first completed my MD in pathology, and then of course I became a pathologist, and so my career was set. My career graph was set.
So were things happening parallelly with you? You were doing your academics, and then you were parallelly doing these confidence things and pageants as well.
Yes, I would say opportunities just came knocking at my door, Samir. It's something I think, I don't know what is it. Some people, I might just say that I'm blessed with this regard. While I was in Mumbai doing my MD in pathology, I came upon opportunities like Mrs. Gladrags.
Mrs. Maharashtra, we were
yes,
there.
Mrs.
West
Maharashtra.
Asia.
Yes, all of that happened while I was doing my MD.
Oh, okay.
So yes, because this happened side by side. But I was very, very focused on my academics, and this I was doing it as a hobby. I kept it at a low key, like at a level of a hobby, but somehow it got
the main focus.
It got the main focus in later part of my life, and so I wanted my primary focus to be on my academics, but somehow I think beauty, glamour, fashion is very, very attractive to the world, and they want to see more of a woman doing it. So like a fantasy, like whatever you call it. So I think that became the primary attention. And even if you see my social media handles, more than my academics, I'm more displaying my extracurricular activities,
very true.
because that gets me popularity, that makes me reach the masses. So in that way everything was going good. Then I did my MD, and of course after that we were planning for motherhood. So in all of this I would say Himanshu has been a backbone.
There's a lot of confidence.
He is my support system,
right.
Because before marriage I wanted to go for Miss India. So my parents plainly they said, no, you would definitely give up on your career of medicine, and first you get a good degree and then you do whatever you want. So when I married Himanshu, who was also my college friend and childhood sweetheart, and he never pushed me away from my dreams. That's why I say that finding the right partner for a female who's ambitious is very, very important, because
very true,
he pushed me towards my dreams, not away from my dreams. And he never felt that love should be a competition or some sort of ego. It was like our love for each other will not just warm. It is not going to warm one. We are not going to just warm one another. We are going to set the world ablaze. So he started shining in his path. I started doing my own path, and he knew that Vartika is someone who you cannot dim her light, because if she's not feeling fulfilled, if she's not feeling good, so she will not be a good mother, she'll not be a good wife. So this clarity Himanshu always had. He said, you don't break yourself for me or for the family. Balance does not mean that you have to be a loving wife or a great mother.
No, absolutely
he meant balance means prioritization.
Right.
And to love a woman like you, I know there's a lot of things we can do together. So our individual parts are only going to help make our bond stronger. So this kind of secure man only could handle a female like me.
Very true. More power to Himanshu sir. So what happened then? So multiple pageants were happening.
Yes.
Local, state way, India, representing West Asia, at Africa, I guess.
China. Greece and China.
And then Mrs. Universe also happened.
Yes.
Tell me the entire experience.
Well, once you get support from the love of your life, then of course your wings are not clipped, but your wings are expanded. I feel. So for me now, the sky was the limit because I had great support and I had a great. Would you say I would want to, when I'm doing something just like you, I want to go all into it. I want to discover every aspect of that part, and somehow I was fascinated with this glamour field. And so that's how it started happening. Mrs. West Asia happened. Then I went to China for Mrs. Universe. I became Mrs. Universe Fabulous. That happened. Then we went to Greece for another pageant. So, one thing kept on happening. And everything happened. I was not planning for anything. It was all by chance. Probably,
one thing led to another.
Yeah, one thing led to the other. And sometimes, Sameer, some things are written in your destiny. You just cannot... let me tell you one thing. whatever I was doing was just for the sheer love of it. I was not expecting anything in return.
Right.
I was not expecting the city would take me with open arms and make me this huge public figure that this city has made me. I mean, I don't consider myself a huge public, but people like you, they are calling me respectfully and, you know, interviewing me, newspapers, media, this, that's. I have had it all. I've had the taste of being like a nice celebrity feeling. So that I never planned all of that.
Yeah.
That happened, and I would really thank God for in whatever way He has blessed me.
So when you came back, you've had your masters done, you've had multiple awards and pageants under your crown. You came back to city. Did you start working professionally, or did your Confidence Academy start immediately? What happened then?
No, initially, of course, I was a mother by then, so motherhood was my priority at that time, and I was I was loving it. So I started my job and my laboratory. I started my own laboratory and started working when she became 2 years. So that's when I started, because all this glamour and all was not in my mind at that time, because I was content with whatever I had achieved so far. I'd been there, done that, and I was very content, because that was not I was not looking into it as a career. It was a passion. It was a hobby for me. So of course, job opportunities and my laboratory, I was looking into the I was looking for growing into the field of pathology only. But I don't know why this part of my personality never left me.
Right.
Some things, you just want to, even if you want to go away from it, I don't know what happens, some magnetism is there, some magnetic power, it keeps pulling you. So it kept pulling me. People started coming to me for guidance and this. So we were having dinner with a few friends of ours, and there was one gentleman over there. He suggested, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. Because if you're doing it for free, people don't really value that thing. So you do take something in return, but don't do it for free, because a skill which you give away so easily, people will never value. And
this was actually a movie dialogue from the movie Batman.
Really?
When the Joker says this. Let's forget about it.
Okay. So this gentleman just said that, and it struck me. I was like, why don't I start an academy? I mean, there are so many people, and it is exhausting, Sameer. You have to plan your job, you have to plan your family time, and you have to also plan this time where you really actually are mentoring people who are interested in pursuing this field of pageantry and becoming a model.
The first batch of students that you had, you must be... so many questions must be running through your mind. Am I doing the right thing? Are these going to win? Because if your students that you're mentoring, if they perform, that speaks volumes about you. If they don't, that speaks about you as well.
Yes.
So when you have your first students whom you're putting out there into the world, I can imagine the kind of pressures you must be going through at that point of time.
Absolutely. Everything demands, everything demands some part of your life in terms of if you're very serious about it. And that's how the academy came into place, because then I started, why don't I go professionally about it? So then on weekdays, I was a pathologist. On weekends, I was a mentor doing mentoring. And of course, when my first set of students were going out, because every personality is very different. If I expect everybody to behave like Vartika, it's not possible. Everybody has had their own social conditionings, everybody has had their own circumstances in life, and to bring out the model, the queen in them was a big challenge. And I took it up because I love challenges. And then they started winning, and that's how it started. And that's how one after the other, I kept on mentoring, and I also started loving it. At one point of time, I was like, I had to say no to students, because somewhere I felt I was compromising on pathology, because there was a sudden
inflow of
of events, of judging, all of that, and everything was happening so fast in my life. So time management became a big issue. So I went up to Himanshu, like, how am I going to manage my job, my career, and these events, and my academy, and Myra, my daughter, and you, of course. So he said, why do you think you should have it all? It's a myth. You can't have it all. And he said that balancing is not about being perfect, Vartika. It's about doing whatever you can with whatever resources you have and with the best way you can, and also about prioritization. And also he told me one thing: learn to say no. Because if you're saying no to something,
that's very important.
yeah, he told me, if you're saying no to something, you're saying yes to something which is really important for you at that point in time. So decide accordingly. He said, when you think you can give time to events, say yes to them. If you think you cannot give time, say no to them. So whatever is your priority at that moment, on that day, decide accordingly. And that was a breakthrough for me. So that's why I really think Himanshu is my biggest mentor, because every time I'm stuck at something, he's always there,
Right.
Yeah, I knew now you would need some advice.
Nice. So, tell me some transformation stories about your students that you have seen.
Yeah, I have actually. I'll tell you. I don't know. I have not taken their permission whether I can name them, but yes, there were a few girls when they came up to me, they couldn't speak a word, right? And after the mentoring and when they performed on stage, their co-contestants, they came up to me.
Oh.
We want to enroll in
Kya
your
baat
classes,
hai,
ma'am,
kya
because
baat hai.
during the audition we have seen this girl, she couldn't say anything, she was not at all a competition, and then she went ahead and won the crown. And we have seen this transformation in just 10 days. If you could do this.
Really? 10
yeah,
days?
in 10 days. In 10 days, 10 classes, and they were like all set to go. So I gave them beautiful hacks how to perform on stage. So, and then that's how, I have never done conscious marketing about my academy. Many people have come up to me and said that, ma'am, we want to do your branding, we want to do this.
It's
I
happening
said,
on
no.
a passive level only.
Yes, it's happening on a passive level. It's word of mouth publicity. I said, if I have to advertise, people are going today, they're advertising a lot. If I have to do that to tell the people that I am skilled enough, then I don't think I'm doing justice to my skill. Because I think people, if I'm really good enough, they will come to me.
Right.
If I'm not, then there are so many mentors out there. They can choose from the lot.
So, moving on. So, I was researching about you. I came across. You've also gone across and did some courses in quality control and I think some NABH things and all. Tell me about this newly found thing.
Yes. So Sameer, this is about the creativity and the creative people. When I started working for hospitals as a pathologist, I came across a lot of quality issues, and I used to always think, what if this could be done this way? So that's I think that thing is there in me. So I try to look for spaces, for places where there is scope for improvement. Academy was also. My academy was also part of that only. That places and spaces where there is scope for improvement in a human being, in an individual. Same way, in a hospital setup, I could see a lot of things where improvements can happen. Then I came across NABH. NABH is National Board of Accreditations of Hospitals. And then I found it was, and I started going for these trainings. I went pan-India. I went to Amritsar. I went to Ghaziabad. I don't know, wherever. Kolkata, I've been to Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Raipur. I've been to every city possible and did as many trainings I could do in 2 years' time. Because I was now this caught my attention. After the glamour, the beauty, I went at length in that. Now this caught my attention, that this also is such a beautiful thing. There is scope for improvement in healthcare, and Nagpur really needed it as a city. Why not? I mean, if you can become better version. And I have been in London, UK for a good 2 years, so I've seen the quality there. So I thought, why not we? And it's not very expensive, little measures you take in life and big results you can achieve. So that's how my interest in this started happening.
It's actually, somebody has said good quality healthcare is not expensive.
Yeah, it's cheap.
In the long run, it's quite cheap.
It's quite cheap. It saves a lot of money of the
Right.
patient and of the organization as well. So that caught my attention, and then I went after it. And then that's how I became a pre-entry level assessor for the Quality Council of India, and I did. I was doing quite well in that. And then, of course, I understood that the management of healthcare, not just the quality, but the management part of healthcare, if you get managers from outside, okay, they are not doctors. They lack the sensitivity of a doctor. That's what I always feel,
Empathy. You have to be empathetic.
Yes.
You need to have it in you. And you can't teach empathy. You need to experience it, feel it.
Yes. That's correct. And I said, why can't doctors also venture into management? We should have doctors becoming managers rather than hiring managers from other strata of work culture who do not have the sensitivity and the empathy of what a doctor can have. You have to go through that grill of MBBS to see, how much love and empathy you should have in your heart, how much kindness you should have in your heart. So a manager has to have all of that. So I realized that one thing, that getting managers from other fields, why are we doing it? I mean, and with all due respect to people who are doing it, but I feel that if you can get from within your fraternity,
why not?
Good managers.
First priority. Why
that
not?
is a game changer
Definitely.
in healthcare.
So
I did that as well.
Moving on from here, I want to talk about your journey. Basically, a woman in medicine, breaking boundaries and stereotypes. On a broader scale, do you still think women in medicine face a challenge, or those days are gone by?
I wouldn't say they are gone by, Smear, because it'll take a lot of time. Workplace gender bias is there. It is going to be there. Motherhood becomes very challenging for females, and they are still today judged that once a woman becomes a mother, her priorities are going to change. Her dedication to the organization is going to be less than her family, and she'll need a lot of leaves, and she won't be as dedicated as a man because she has family responsibilities. So this is the parameter on which we are judged on a day-to-day basis, but I feel it's so wrong and it's incorrect. And I'm out there, and there are many more females like me who are out there trying to prove that for a woman who wants to do it, motherhood, family is not the end of a story.
No.
It is just a chapter in her life, and that is what the society needs to understand, and females need to understand.
We were talking about this before the podcast started. I want to mention it over here. I was doing my residency, and there were such fantastic females. Surgeons, ophthalmic surgeons, I spent my life with, but I'm so sorry. It pains me to say that today, after motherhood, after marriage, they're nowhere in the picture. I feel so sad. Either it's the societal pressure that's pushing them back down, or they themselves they're doing this to themselves. I don't want to. You were great over then, and मुझे बहुत बुरा लगता है.
You have got the correct thing there. This is the guilt syndrome, the imposter syndrome, which females face once they become a mother. They feel if they are out there pursuing fulfilling a career, having a fulfilling career, and if they're emotionally unavailable for their family, then there is something wrong with them, and the society makes them feel that way. It's a conditioning, and to get out of that conditioning, so it's going to take a long time. I feel a fulfilled mother, a happy professional. If she is a happy professional, she will definitely be a great mother. But if she is dissatisfied at some level in her life, she will not do justice to her family also. But to come out of this mindset, I request people out here through your podcast that, if you see a mother trying to juggle between family and career, try to be supportive to that female. It's very important.
Just a few words of kindness also helps.
Helps. Try not to dim her light when she's trying to prove her mettle in the outside world and also in her family. Don't try to make her feel that she's becoming less of something because she's trying to become more at something. So this is one thing I'd like to, through your podcast, if it can reach, so try to be encouraging to mothers, try to be kind to mothers, and you will see how this world shifts, how families shift, and how beautiful this world will become with happy mothers, happy families, having happy careers, and a fulfilling life.
Right. I've also seen doctors and non-doctors. Let's talk about healthcare in ladies, females per se. Their health is quite neglected. So we need to, through you, if I don't know if you can encourage more women, get regular checkups. You know, a lot of people don't even know about cervical cancer vaccines are there. Regular breast examination very necessary. Why are these things not talked about openly? Young teenage girl may menstrual changes are not talked about openly. What do we need to do more to broaden the horizon?
Definitely. The social stigma around it, first, you need to erase that. You have to understand that a man and a woman, they are, blessed and created differently on a physiological level and on a biological level, and nothing is wrong with either of them.
No.
So, whatever challenges they face on their, physically, like be it menstruation, pregnancy, be it anything, any menopause, perimenopause, and things do come with it. Diseases do come with it. So we have to start talking openly about it, and I'm very glad many gynecologists are doing it, and that's really a great thing, great use of social media, I must say. But all said and done, I feel the awareness has to go far and beyond this. Like, females don't understand what is self-breast examination is all about. They do not understand what is, a simple vitamin D level testing is about, lipid profile testing is about. So they do not understand that, they don't go for it. And these are really preventable causes of so many diseases.
Yeah.
If you really become aware of your health, I mean, see, if you are out there trying to prove yourself to the society, one disease you get, and everything will become a standstill. You think you're doing a lot for your family by sacrificing your health and everything, but the day you have one disease,
You're out of the competition.
and you're not good for your family also, because then your priorities just fix on your well-being, your mental health, your physical health, because now you're struggling with your own physical self. How are you going to provide for a family for whom you were sacrificing till now? What about it? You can never get your health back.
Never.
So if you're healthy, you're definitely going to go a long way into your family, into your career, into your passion, into your profession, and definitely everyone around you will be happy. But if you neglect yourself just because you think you're doing a very great job, neglecting yourself and taking care of a family or taking care of a career, you are actually doing injustice, and you're going to pay for it, because every neglect comes with a price. So one day you'll pay the price of it.
For any female who is taking care of family and venturing into their professional growth, self-health is very important.
Yes.
Right?
And it's not selfish. People think a female who takes too much care of herself is selfish. I don't think it's selfish. I think it's selfless, more selfless, because she wants to be more selfless and wants to be more available for her family in a way that she's more vital, more healthier, glowing, happy, mentally, physically. Imagine a person who's like this. Do you think that person is going to be, any way hampering anybody's growth or not doing justice to a profession and family? No, not at all.
So what can more females learn from you? Because you have one role as a mom, one role as a doctor, one role as a quality assessor, one role as a mentor, a wife. Am I missing something? So you have to constantly juggle between these roles. That needs efficient time monitoring. That needs prioritizing. What can females who are leading multiple roles learn from what you've gone through?
Well, I think multitasking is in our blood, right? And, Sameer, even if I give a long lecture on time management here, there's one thing that if you really want to do something, you will always find time for it. If I could do it, anybody can. In whatever way I can. See, whatever way I wanted to do it, I have done it in my life. But I never wanted to live a life of regret. If you do the right thing at the right time, you are very happy. Today I'm very happy with how far I have come. So I think that happiness matters a lot. And because I am happy, my daughter, has her independent mindset. Because she's looking at her mother who's independent. She's looking at her father who's independent. She's seeing a relationship between a husband and wife where one is not trying to overshadow the other, nor the other is feeling threatened by the other. So she's seeing a very loving, nurturing kind of relationship. She's understanding the meaning of partnership, that a husband and wife, they come together and both of them grow. It's not that one grows and the other just acts as a supporting role.
Yeah.
So this generation, so we are trying to raise our daughter in the same way that she develops this independent mindset, and never ever she feels that she will have to dim her light for somebody else to grow. Because if somebody else is scared of her fire, then that person is not meant for her.
Absolutely.
So I feel this kind of this has to come. So I believe all females should understand that they have to also prioritize themselves, and men also have to understand that it's time to change, and some things they also have to unlearn, because females are
Unlearn
learning
and relearn.
relearn, unlearn, relearn. And females, because they are changing, times are changing, and we have to embrace this change, and we have to accept that when two people come together in a relationship, it has to be two individuals coming together, but nobody has to give up on their dreams and passions in life the way they want to lead their life. Security matters a lot. A secure man and a secure woman matters a lot. So I feel as females also, they have to be secure.
Very secure.
Whatever they are doing, even if they're managing a family, not having a career but managing a family, it should be by choice, not because society expects you to do it. That is where I want, this is my part of, this is where I really want to, I'm not trying to make females, just go out there and enjoy life. And no, I'm not trying to put this point forward. What I'm trying to tell females is that whatever you are choosing should be your choice. It should not be because society expects you to do. So this is my narration I want to put forward, that so we will have healthier females, you see. So this is what you were asking, that what they can do to, it's just about priorities.
Right.
Prioritization. Whatever you feel content, you might feel content gardening. You might feel content painting, sketching.
Lovely.
Whatever, you might feel content becoming a mother, just managing a beautiful baby. That also can be fulfilling. So whatever fulfills you, do that.
Right.
Not because somebody expects you to do it, but because you want to do it.
It should come from within.
Yes.
So let's talk about failures. How you must be dealing with some people in your academy, and maybe you have dealt with some form of failure, I hope not. But how do you teach your students, or if you've had certain everybody has a failure story somewhere, pitfall, or there's a step, you've just not following the path you were supposed to, you've strayed from the path for a bit, then you come back on it. How do you deal with failures?
I feel failures humble you. I think if every time you're encountering success at every step in your life, then something is wrong. Something is wrong. I think God's providence is falling short somewhere, because you just cannot keep winning and be rooted. So to understand roots and to value success in life, value your financial independence in life, I think failure is very important. And failure should, if you take it in the right spirit, why should failing be conceived as something you don't want it to happen in your life? Why are we so scared of failing? It's so natural.
It builds resilience, is what I think.
Yes, it's so natural. It's a very natural thing that sometimes something is not going to go your way. It's not going to go as planned. So you don't have to change the plan. You just have to change the strategy. So failure is actually teaching you that whatever strategy you were following probably is not correct.
Right.
So it's not time. You don't change your goal, okay? You change your strategy if you're trying to make tea.
Yeah,
Simple.
You pause, you regroup, you rethink, re-strategize, and then go at it
Yes,
again.
you make tea, you make it in a certain way, and it doesn't taste good. So you stop drinking tea?
Right.
No, you don't stop drinking tea. You strategize other recipes to make it even better. So I don't know why failure is made out to be such a big deal. It is not at all a big deal. It's a very natural thing to happen, and it's a good thing to happen. It humbles you and it makes you a better human being, I feel. And when God blesses you, he makes you fail sometimes. When he wants to bless you completely, he will let you fail.
So this one of the last few segments, then I'm going to let you go. What are we going to see you in the next 10 years? What other forms of Dr. Vartika are we going to see?
Well, yes, even I'm waiting to unfold the Vartika in me. because I feel that we all have very limited time on earth, and there is so much to experience and achieve in this little lifetime that we have. Of course, in 10 years, I will be a better version of whatever I am today. Better doctor, better mentor, better at everything. I feel a better mother, a better wife, a better at everything. If I am not 10 times better of what I am today, then of course I am not doing justice to my time on this earth. I feel you should be better of what you are today. So in the next 10 years, I don't know what I'm going to do. Probably we'll be having another interview and we'll be discussing on that.
Sure, why not?
Well, so that's what I believe, that time unfolds the mystery of
One
time.
message you could give to your former self, what could it be?
My former self. Sometimes I feel, I should have taken a few more chances, which I did not at that point in time, and that could have changed the course of destiny. So, but not that I regret not taking those chances, because I did take. I did perform well in some other way. So I don't think that was really a regret. But yes, if I could have taken those chances, like maybe if I would have gone, I really keep thinking, what if I had gone for Miss India? What would I have been today? So I don't regret, but I do feel sometimes that I should
ponder
have.
over what ifs.
Yeah, I should have gone and seen what I could have done with it. So these are the things I do ponder upon, but I don't regret them, because I think some things don't happen because maybe better things were there in store for me.
One last thing, then I'm going to let you go finally. This is a rapid fire thing. What's your morning routine like?
Morning routine, half an hour of yoga and sending my daughter off to school, and then having a good cup of chai and spending time with my dogs.
So what's your go-to confidence boosting tip?
Confidence boosting: be yourself, be authentic, and embrace your femininity, and chill.
One thing people get wrong about you.
Well, they think that because I have a certain personality, I may not be friendly, but it's not like that. I am an introvert. Now, Sameer, this would surprise you.
Sahi mein?
It's a rapid fire, but I'd want to make this.
Yeah, let's go deep over here.
Yeah. Well, people think I'm an extrovert, okay, but I am not. I'm not a very social person. I like to be alone with myself, and I'm not very good at making friends, and I'm not very, I will not have like a coffee pe milte hai, chai pe milte hai. I'm not that kind of a person. If I'm having some time, I would do something, create something, write something like that. But I am an introvert at heart. You ask Himanshu. Himanshu is more social than I am. I am not at all. I have very few friends. You can like one or two friends. I'm not at all a social person. So I am very introvert that way. So confidence boosting tip is, that's why I say ki, for an introvert to go up on stage and perform like this. It speaks volumes. That's what I'm saying. Ki if I can do it, anybody on this earth can. So that's the thing about me that not many people know. People they think I am very social and I'm very extrovert, and I'm very that I'm like, I might be friendly, but I don't look approachable. That's because I'm very introvert, and then they misunderstand that she's too arrogant, and she's too hard to talk to. Yeah, she has a lot of attitude, but I don't have it. I am an introvert. I am not very social. I will not talk to you and on very in topics that don't interest me. I cannot do that. I cannot force myself to sit at a coffee table and just gossip. I cannot do that. And then people think I'm not very friendly, I'm not available on phones, I don't come for meetups and friendly these things, and I don't mind. You can because they think I should be extrovert, but it is my nature. I am an introvert.
But it takes a lot of strength to come up here and accept this about yourself.
Yeah.
That I'm an introvert. A lot of people try to be extroverts, but you're happy being an introvert, and this is who you are. You accept it. You're telling people about it. That
I am, and I
and you're
love
doing
it.
it from a position of strength.
Yeah, that's why today I can say that.
Right.
If before I would have said that people would have said कि ये इसमें कुछ गड़बड़ है. But ऐसा नहीं है. I am an extrovert when I need to perform. That time, yes. That time, the extra, I don't know what comes inside me, and I just, I'm taking up the world at large. But when I am not performing, I do not waste my energy, and I don't like wasting my energy in things which do not interest me. Be it my relatives, be it my friends, be it anybody. So Himanshu was my only friend, good friend, and because he was I was very comfortable with him. So that's how our friendship turned into this
A love
relationship
story
of
and a
marriage.
marriage and
Yes,
now my
yes.
love.
So I am an introvert by nature. I cannot be friendly, and I think that's a bliss, because when you're an introvert, you really have a creative mind, and you're busy creating something, because this world at large, it drains your energy in things which are not important, and I don't
Very
believe
true.
in draining out. So I believe in getting wide. If I am doing something, I should feel energetic after doing it, not drained out after doing it. So my nature is completely different. I fit into that introvert category.
Favorite book?
Favorite book, Linda Goodman.
Oh, nice. Dream vacation?
Dream vacation. Well, now that you know that I'm an introvert, my dream vacation is at my own house with my own dogs. But yes, if you ask me, I like I like going to Goa. I like the beach. Yeah.
You're more of a beach person.
Yeah, I love
I'm more
the
of a
sea.
jungle person.
Oh, is it?
So thank you so much. I'm so happy you were here. It has been an honor. I've known you for quite a long time, but I've discovered quite a new thing. Especially being, I never knew. मतलब कभी लगा नहीं देख के कि you're this kind of a person. But it was so happy
Thank
to
you so much.
unraveling you in inner parts of you. That came out wrong. Sorry, but I'm so happy you're here. It's an honor.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to add?
Nothing. It was. I think we've summed it up very well. And my God, you're a genius. We did not discuss the script, and here you are firing all the proper questions at me. So you are a genius.
I can make conversations. I mean,
Yeah.
this is something I've learned recently about myself. Making conversations does not require a lot of mehnat for me. I can just go at it aise. But thank you for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Sameer.
If you want to talk to Dr. Vartika, you know where to find her. Google her. She has an own academy, multifaceted lady. Thank you for watching. See you around. Bye-bye.